Hi everyone, my name is More Manuel and you're listening to Living in Exhortation. Today we'll be talking about the competency based learning or competency based curriculum and ask ourselves, is this the way to go when it comes to education? In our nation, Kenya, the government has worked and also the previous government have worked together with stakeholders of the education sector into changing the focus on our school curriculum from score-based to competency-based. Thus, the coming up of the competency-based curriculum, which currently it's called the competency-based education. This came about due to several factors that were brought out as feedback, such as the main one being employers complaining that students who came off straight from campus into the workforce were deemed to be half-baked. And this means that they were more prepared in the theory aspect of their studies than being able to translate it into practice. Moreover, many employers mentioned that these same graduates lacked basic soft skills to work in an organization where they have to interact both with their colleagues as well as potential clients. This therefore called upon our previous government to act on the feedback and give priority to a curriculum that focused on the learner's competencies rather than grading. Therefore, this begs the question, are we moving in the right direction currently? A lot of parents have voiced out challenges they are facing due to this transition. However, these challenges, I believe, can be rectified. As we continue to understand and improve on the implementation of the curriculum, the benefits will be clear as day. I choose to believe that the competency-based education is the way to go. It is the future that we need and that we are to look forward to. It will offer more opportunities for learners to specialize on what they are gifted in. Attention will be focused on their talents and working on becoming proficient in those talents. These will be identified from their early year learning up to their senior school, at which stage they have to specialize in the areas they are gifted in. And these are, in general terms, these are called pathways. Dr. Miles Monroe once said, "Your gift is the source of your value. If you never find your gift, you will never be valuable to us." I believe taking this direction will enable learners to consider more options of which career path they are going to take. Based on the assessments given by their teachers from the previous classes, they will have a good understanding on what's next for them, and they will have a say on which career path to choose for themselves moving forward. Looking at the curriculum's core competencies, we have critical thinking and problem solving, we have communication and collaboration, we have digital literacy, we have learning to learn, we have imagination and creativity, as well as citizenship. These are aspects in our society that are desperately needed for our children not only to thrive, but also to understand how to relate with others around them. It will take a lot of strength, courage, and collaboration between learners, their teachers, as well as their parents in learning how to move forward with this specific curriculum, especially when it comes to convincing authoritarian parents who always force their children to do the course they did for purposes of family legacy. Even to do a course they wanted to do but failed. And now, these same parents want to relive their childhood dream through their children. I'm a firm believer that in this system, career counseling should happen in the presence of parents, their children, as well as the teachers who are involved. This is so as for all to be on the same page in regards to the needs of the child and what they would like to do in their career. Moreover, as we continue to improve, it will be best for organizations to work closely with institutions of higher learning in order to bridge the gap. A lady by the name Rose Mukankomeje, that is the Director General of Higher Education Council in Rwanda, stated that today we cannot deal with education without bringing the private sector on board. It is therefore high time for us to bridge the gap and have private companies work closely with educational institutions in order to understand the needs of the market at hand. If you've noticed, for those of us who are parents, there is a huge shift in the needs and demands from parents of the current generation. Many of them being millennials. These are the kind whom, at this point in time, they not only are looking at the academic performance of their children, but also how they can be engaged in co-curricular activities in school so as for them to gain a new skill and to grow holistically. The new curriculum, or rather the curriculum that we currently have in Kenya, having shifted its focus to competency, might bring a lot of changes in schools. Could it be high time where schools whose vision was focused on high scores in academics changed their commitment as well into searching for competency? How about their mission? Should it also change based on this? This is food for thought. I believe this system will give more avenues for our children to not only explore their talents, but to also earn and make a career out of them. 20 years ago, it was unheard of, even to a point of being seen as a risk, taking off on a career in fashion design, for example. 15 years ago, it would have been risky taking up a career as a digital or content creator in the social media space, especially here in Kenya. These were not deemed to be lucrative, such as one being a doctor, a lawyer, an architect, or even a pilot. This curriculum has changed the narrative based on the needs of our modern society that cannot conform to the norms of the past. We not only need to embrace it, we need to support its structures and make continuous improvements along the way in order for our future generations to benefit by having a mindset shift of how the world works and how they can showcase their value to the global economy. Can this be done? I choose to believe so. Well, we've come to the end of our podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, take care of yourselves and have a good one.